Do you see Buddy Franklin kicked 1,000 goals the other day? If you're not from Australia, you might not know what I'm talking about. If you're not from Victoria, you might not know what I'm talking about. Buddy Franklin is a Australian rules footballer, and he's been in the AFL now. I think it's his 17th or 18th season, and just the other night he kicked 1,000 goals, and it was incredible scenes. I think there would have been tens of thousands, I'm estimating. Let's say 10,000 people sprinted onto the field, surrounded Buddy. There were people yelling. There were people hugging. There were people cheering. They were throwing their drinks. Buddy he would have had contact with 400 different people in the few moments that he was, or in the long moments that he was surrounded by a whole heap of people on the footy ground. Which was exciting because you don't often see that. But it's funny as well because this time last year, no one was allowed at the football because it was too dangerous. Because remember back in the day when COVID was a thing, you had to keep social distance. You weren't allowed to be near anyone else. And even the AFL this year have said, no, look, we're going to be taking extreme measures to make sure that people are safe at our games. And then you see this footage and you go, okay, I'm starting to think my mates who question everything might be real because where did COVID go? What happened? How come? Here's the thing. I'm starting to get the vibe that when there's a really big crowd or a really beautiful moment or there's something to celebrate about where COVID is, well, COVID actually takes a back seat to the celebration. I think that's potentially what's going on here. Because I watch the same news channels, which up until about 3 weeks ago were obsessed with talking about the dangers of COVID and the new variants and how we should get vaccinated and how we need our booster and how lockdown's not off the cards. I heard these same people when Buddy kicked the goal going, hey, how beautiful is this? And I said, well, it's beautiful, but I'm so confused. Because I didn't believe you all that time, and now it's like you don't believe what it was that you were saying. So I'm a little bit confused about how to navigate this. But it was beautiful scenes nonetheless. It was exciting scenes. But if Buddy doesn't have COVID, well, I'm pretty convinced that it's impossible to catch these days. I'm not a doctor. Don't take that seriously. It's just speculation. But does that confuse you? I mean, I saw everyone in the audience was so excited. They were really pumped about what was taking place, and I was pumped. And then a mate messaged me the next day with a photo of it. And he goes, "Is COVID done?" And I said, "Well, I think based on this photo, yeah, it's 100% complete. It's actually even less dangerous than hay fever now." I'm not a doctor. I don't know what I'm talking about. But it was a great achievement. It would have been more impressive if he was a Carlton supporter, though, because we need all the help that we can get. And I said that because every year I say that. But this year, 2 rounds in, I know I gave him a hard time last week. I said that I don't think we're really going places based on false promises that they've made to us over the last 15 years. However, I'm going to be honest. Paddy Cribs looked good, didn't he? Sam Walsh looked good, didn't he? Harry Mackay, okay. Charlie Curnow, whoopsie. Doherty beats Cancer, comes back out, or Doherty. Doesn't matter. Depends where you're from, how fancy you are. If you're a bogan, you say Doherty. If you're like me, a little bit classy, you say Doherty. You just silence those words up